Hey guys, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. Just wanted to give you the update with our suspension upgrade on our 2013 Hilux. We've got the Dobinsons. You can see the IMS 50220s in with the C59302 front coils. This is obviously the driver's front side. There's a couple of different ways to install these. I'm not going to go through it in too much detail. We've got other videos for that, but the easy way, if you're planning on getting a wheel alignment, you can loosen off the bolts at the lower control arm, middle of the picture, take the bottom of the strut or coilover bolt out, and these two upside down ones under here out, and that whole lower control arm, right, that'll drop straight down and you'll be able to shoot everything through that way. Problem is, if you do that, you definitely need a wheel alignment. So make sure your bushes here, the adjustment isn't seized before you go ahead and decide to do it that way. We don't do it that way, and we don't say that you must get a wheel alignment afterwards either. Now, it does change your wheel alignment. It changes your toe-in, obviously, because the length of this can change, changes your camber, changes everything. But there's all the vehicles we do, we don't do it that way, and we don't say you have to get a wheel alignment. Heaps of people don't. They don't have tyre wear, and the vehicle drives well still, because we keep the lift within about the 40mm at the front, and it works really well, like these springs and shockers usually do. But we're going to report to you on exactly how well they go on a Hilux. So obviously we put new split pins in because we take the tie rod in, the sway bar, which is all back in place now. Job's done. So sway bar, bash plate comes off, sway bar comes off, tie rod ends come off here, and tap, tap, tap there with a hammer is usually what pops that out, the most reliable way. Even though you can get a tool for that, they don't always work. So that's looking good there. The passenger side, obviously we've got to tighten up this lower bolt when it's on the ground. Don't make the mistake of tightening that up, because it'll just put a constant twist on that lower bush. Same with these control arm bushes, and you've just got to think about how much angle. And if you missed it, so this is a new drive shaft we put in, a couple of months ago now, new wheel bearing assembly. We've only done the passenger side, just getting you up to date with everything we've done. And we're going to do some more modifications, so stay tuned. We'll probably add in an LSD or some sort of true track, or maybe a locker, get a winch on the front. We're going to get out on the tracks, might do a brake upgrade here, might put some rotors on. So that's the front, obviously, same part number. There is they're really maxed out on extra travel, I've got to tell you. In my opinion, it's really maxed out. I'll let you know how it goes. I mean, you can judge for yourself on what the angle of the CVs are, and if you'd be happy with that yourself, remembering all the low range torque that goes onto those. When you are full driving, you get a wheel in the air fully extended like this. That's the angles with low range force. It looks all right. I don't think there's going to be a problem, but note that when you've got this much travel, I'm not a fan of it, but your upper control arm does come down. It can either hit the spring or go in between it, sort of thing. Not a big deal. We can keep an eye on these. It's no difference in length. The EFS that's been in there for years, same open extension length, so no difference. The difference is we're going to have a more comfortable spring and shock absorber and a more controlled ride. Let's have a look at the rear. We've obviously got the IMS in the rear as well, which is awesome. We'll see how these ride compared to the old gear we've got. We've made use of the old, the EFS or whatever brand they are, greasable shackles that were in there. We reused the rear bush. So when you do your leaf spring suspension, it's up to you whether you go for the bush kit or not. See in there, those blue things each side of the steel, in between the gold and the black, they're bushes. So it's all sold separately. You've got your greasable shackles, you've got your bushes, you've got your leaf springs, and then of course you've also got bushes at the front. So we put new Dobinsons bushes in the front here. Okay, reused all the greasable pins and stuff like that. We've only replaced the leaf springs. Right, so as you can see here, I'll try and give you a view from up the top. Leaf springs, right, bada bing. And as far as the part number goes, don't go by this one too much. They're the parabolic springs for comfort, okay, and they're a 2-inch lift. Although the part number you may see here is for a 3-inch lift. It's all got to do with, as I said, those spaces there, whether they're that side or whether they're this side, and there is a wedge in there that was in there from before as well. So we've basically just replaced the leaf springs and the shock absorbers, a couple of bushes, and like I said, we even made use of, used the same U-bolts and stuff like that. Anyway, look at those Dobinsons springs and shocks. Beautiful. So subscribe, turn the bell on. We'll let you know what the ride and comfort's like compared to the previous springs. We'll also have a set of springs and shocks, the EFS ones, for sale. Quarter or third of the price of a new set. They were working perfectly well. Just someone for heavy duty, heavier load in the back. So if you see this video or one of the other ones and it's not sold yet, shoot me a text if you're interested. It's probably going to be about 600 bucks, something like that. For the cost of a pair of leaf springs, you're going to get the whole lot. Front coils and front and rear shockers as well. Yeah, we'll let you know. Have a look at this gear, mate. Beautiful. Mate, look at that suspension. It's worth more than the car. All right, so there it is on the ground. I'm going to give you the initial measurements. You can see we've got only an ARB commercial bar at the moment, a little light bar and a little antenna. There's no dual battery or any other weight whatsoever. As the weight adds, we may adjust the spring seat for the coil, but initially, the measurements before, if I remember correctly, because I put it in another video, I can't remember, but I think it was 780 at the front and they were both even. Right now, this one's just a fraction under 800, so it's gone up to just under 800, which is what we wanted. And the driver's side's a little bit lower. I think it was about 790-ish. The rear, let's go over and have a look at the rear. We did a measurement. I'm not sure exactly what the number was, but we measured from the bottom of the rim there to the bar. And this one now is 840. But like we said, a lot of people got different tubs or trays or whatever. So a good way to look at it was, you come down and you look, see the hole in the chassis? Remember, it was more level, it was touching the tyre. So we definitely, even though we've gone to a lighter comfort spring, we've got more lift. So that other spring, probably not quite giving, it's not there for a high lift. It was more of a heavy duty spring, giving a little bit of lift. It was a good height, don't get me wrong, but we've got a little bit more height here. Let's have a look at the other side. This Hilux, this Oz Hilux Crew Hilux, you can see the sticker on the back window. We've got a toolbox. There's not a lot in it, but between the weight of the toolbox and what's in there, at one side of the ute, you can see, it's all on one side, right? There's enough room at this side for a pallet, and there's a toolbox. So there's probably 50 to 100 kilos, I'm guessing. There's some water and some tools and bits and pieces in there at the moment, but that's left it about 820 at this side, so about 20 mil lower at the moment. But let's do that comparison by looking, see through that hole there, still a little bit higher than it was before. So don't use the parabolics if you've got weight. I'm not going to have weight in the rear. I want comfort. That's why we've got these springs in there. 2-inch parabolic that we've done another video that shows you how to change it from 2 inch to 3 inch. They can go each way is the difference. And that's about it really. So like I said, subscribe, turn the bell on. We'll let you know what the comfort difference is, if it was really worthwhile doing the change. And then when we put some weight on the back every now and then, we'll let you know how well they hold up. But remembering, we've got no fuel in the tank either. So the fuel tank's at the other side. So once we add the fuel in, it's probably going to tweak it down about 10 mil at that side. Might even be up a little bit at this side. When that side goes down, things change a fair bit. So that'll even out the vehicle. And then as soon as I jump in over here at this side, it's all over. Then we're going to have a big lean. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, subscribe, turn the bell on, hit the like button if you like that. Hopefully it's helped you, and we'll give you some more feedback in other videos later. So yeah.